Good afternoon. Welcome to Afternoon Chat. I'm your host, Ghost Mostly. What's going on today? It's Friday. Chat's up and running. What's on your mind? What would you like to discuss today? Afternoon Chat, Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. A live stream open chat room at which everyone is welcome. It is a 100% free show. No midstream ads, no sponsors, no commercials of any kind. Not trying to hustle you, sell you anything. Okay. I'm not coming out with my own line of merch. Okay. I'm not running for political office. I'm not trying to be an online influencer. And I'm not on any other platforms other than YouTube. Okay. Makes me seem ambitious as hell, doesn't it? The people that get into the chat are the stars of this show. I'm just going to kind of fade into the background. You won't even know I'm here. There's no set topics, no real rules other than the fact that, we need to stay within the community guidelines established by YouTube. Let's not get kicked off the air. We just came on. Okay. There's no agenda here. No topic. You guys determine that. If you need to scroll up on your TV and enable the chat so you can see it. If you want to chat, you're going to need to go to YouTube and download their Discord app. I'm not on any other platforms. The people in the chat control this show. I'm just a placeholder. You don't have to comment, but you're welcome to. Well, it's my belief that everyone has a right to speak their mind. Everyone has a right to voice their opinion. I'm here because I enjoy meeting people. Okay. Ghost Mostly came from back in the day. I used to have a band and do some songwriting. Just the lyrics. When I started this project, I just rolled that alias forward and I created Ghost Mostly Media, LLC. This show is not for a profit. I'm never going to ask you for a dime. I do need to ask you to like and subscribe, but that doesn't cost anything. And if you don't want to do it, don't sweat it. I don't care. Okay. If I don't care, why should you guys care? Yeah, I'm a cigarette smoker. I don't recommend it. I'm a pot smoker too. I don't recommend that either. Oh, I've got my bowl loaded. As soon as the show's over, I'll smoke a bowl and go for a walk. Well, I'm in Michigan. Michigan, marijuana is legal. Well, as legal as it can be. What's on your mind? What do you guys want to talk about? You don't want to leave it up to me because there's no telling where my mind's going to wander today. I've got a big Friday night planned. I'm going to watch Tom Grassi's Q&A. Okay. I'll probably even have a beer. Ooh. I bought 15 of them, I don't know, 3 weeks ago. I think I have 13 left. I'm not a big drinker. So, what do you guys want to talk about? The channel, without you guys, it's kind of boring. It's just me sitting on the end of my couch talking to my computer. I've been talking about crap all week. I have no idea what we're going to talk about today. And to be honest, I kind of like it that way. I don't want a strict schedule or regimen. I don't want to script out the show. Okay. I don't care what we talk about. My mind, I am watching the news this week. So, I apologize. Well, this week, I omitted watching the news last week. So this week I'm watching the news and makes me long for another week off from the news. I don't even think we should call it news here in America anymore. I think it should just be called propaganda. Personal opinion. That's all I can offer you. Tell me what's going on in your life. What do you want to talk about? It's Friday. My chores are done. Okay. I already know I'm having hot dogs for dinner. And I don't know. What do you want to talk about? Sweet versus dill relish? I had lunch today, but I'm still looking forward to dinner. Hot dogs are a comfort food for me, so it's like pizza. I can always get a slice, you know. Even when you're full, you can always eat a slice of pizza. You can always eat a hot dog, you know. I'm not on any diet restrictions or anything like that. I pity the people that are. Well, diets are torture, if you ask me. They're a form of self abuse. It's my personal belief that you should be able to eat any dang thing you want to eat as long as you do it in moderation. I don't think that you can go to an extreme on any one thing without it becoming detrimental to you, to your own health. But as long as you're operating within a modicum of moderation, you should be fine. So tell me what's on your mind. What do you guys want to talk about? The chat's up and running. Jump in here whenever you get, a notion. Everyone's welcome. Yeah, if you're waiting for me to start selling you something, you're up shit creek without a paddle, because it's not going to happen. Well, I have no idea what's going to go on today. I have no idea what we're going to talk about. What do you guys want to talk about? Well, I've been preaching all week. Okay. Basically about, unity, knowing right from wrong, the basics. As far as I know, this is the only live stream chat room with without an agenda. I think everyone should be able to talk about everything. As long as we don't piss YouTube off, I think it's all good. You don't have to agree with me. I don't mind. I'm not afraid of a disagreement. I'm really not. Doesn't matter. Every one of us has got our own perspective. We're all going to see things slightly different based on our own experiences, where we're at, our environment. Too many variables to list them all. I did not go to breakfast today. I did take a nap. I was up at the peak at 9:30. And then I was back in bed by the peak of 11:30. That's the excitement of retirement. It's a very slow-paced lifestyle. It's not good for everybody. Hey, it is what it is. I used to be busy. I used to be on the go. I'm tired of being busy. I'm tired of being on the go. I like being on the pause. Okay. Personal preference. Oh, when I was young, man, you couldn't have caught up with me. And that ain't no exaggeration. I spent most of my adult life living and working in Las Vegas, Nevada. I was in table games. blackjack, craps, roulette. I made a living. I was constantly trying to cram more hours into each day, cutting myself short on sleep, the basics that all young people do. Well, when you're young, you think you're indestructible. As you get older, you start learning that you're not indestructible. Okay. You are, matter of fact, the older you get, the more destructible you get. It's amazing how that works. Tell me what's on your mind. What would you like to discuss? YouTube, I don't know who they're putting us in front of. And be honest with you, I really don't care. They'll figure it out eventually. We're getting views, so people are coming and going. What, what else can I ask for? Well, there's no other live stream, live chat shows to pick from. We're the only one. So it's just going to take people a matter of time to find us. I'm not advertising on all the other platforms. I don't want to. Well, if I was going to do all that social media crap, my media company would, the first thing the media company would say is, you're not any good at this. You better hire somebody that is. If I start hiring people, there goes our free show right out the window. Let's keep it free. If you want to advertise this show on a different social media network, knock yourself out. I don't care. I'm not going to do it. I'm not even going to go to them and create a profile. You can't find me on X. You can't find me on Facebook. You can't find me on any of them except YouTube. That's what I watch. No, I don't do all that social media. I think it's bad for you. Okay. If you go overboard, if you're staring at your phone screen 6 hours a day, that's not being moderate about it at all. You're going overboard. That's an extreme. It's probably going to turn out to be bad for you. I don't guarantee it, but it's probably. Anything I do too much, it comes back to bite me in the ass. Well, let's see. I did too much alcohol. That came back to bite me in the ass. I did too much LSD. That came back to bite me in the ass. I did too much cocaine. That came back to bite me in the ass. Don't do too much. That's my life lesson. Moderation's the key. Anything that you go to an extreme on is probably not good for you. Personal observation. I'm not a doctor. I have played doctor. Oh, but that's when I was young. It's an amazing show. Anytime you don't like the topic, all you got to do is jump in the chat and change the topic. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why this little bar uh, isn't filling up. It, the sound bar. Normally, it's moving as I speak. Today, it's not. I have no clue why. I don't even know. Is the sound working on this thing? I don't even know. Is the sound working? Yep, the sound's working. I have no idea. I didn't press any extra buttons. Okay, I don't, you know. Sometimes I get a little button happy with the computer and I just start clicking shit. Well, I found that's the easiest way to figure out what a button does is click it. Don't worry, there's nothing here that will blow up the world. It's just a laptop. The worst can happen is I got to throw it away and go buy a new one. I don't know. I'm still waiting for you guys. You guys got to populate the chat and take control of this show. Until then, we're just relying on me. And let's face it, I'm probably not reliable. Well, I've created the show, and I'm here live streaming Monday through Friday from 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But that's as far as I'm taking it. The rest is going to be up to you guys. I'm not going to choose one particular topic and say, oh, we got to talk about this. No. If you want to get on here and talk about the amount of air in the tires of your car, it's fine by me. I don't care. You guys pick the topic. What do you want to talk about? Do you want this to be a controversial show? I have no idea what you guys want until you get in the chat and tell me. I'm on my my daily what do you call it? Gatorade thingy. Yeah, it's still the fruit punch. I'm not experimental. You know what I mean? I don't grab other colors. I drank this one last week and it didn't bug me too much, so I grabbed the same color this week. Flavor, color, whatever you want to call it. Well, back in the day, I used to drink something they called a citrus cooler, but I haven't seen that in the stores in recent years. I don't know what happened to it. Maybe they discontinued it. I have no idea. I don't pay attention to details on a lot of crap. Basically, because I don't care. Close enough is adequate. Okay. Oh, I am trying to sit up straight and work on my posture a little bit. If I'm going to sit here for 2 hours, I need to be upright. Otherwise, I could be laying down on this couch. Yeah, it's my couch. We're in my living room. I don't have a sound studio. No. If I did that, I'd have to put in commercials because I'd have to pay for all that crapola. Right now, this show costs me $13.99 a month. Okay. Ghost Mostly Media LLC. I am the OOO, the only operating officer. There's nobody else. I'd like to have a producer, but they cost money. I ain't paying it. Okay. I can't do a free show if I keep hiring people in crapola. You know, oh, you want some nice graphics? How about a Chiron going across the bottom of the screen? No, I don't care about that stuff. I'm not trying to sell you anything. And I think I did a horrible job cleaning my ears today when I was in the shower. They itch. I don't know. I kind of got hat head of some type today going on. I did brush my hair once. It was a while ago, but I did. Maybe an hour and a half ago. I didn't put an shirt on because it's hot in here. I turned the air conditioner on at about 5 minutes to 3, so it'll cool it off in here a little bit, but I'll get cold when I go outside later when I go for my walk. And I didn't experiment with the beard today. I didn't put the beard softener on it. I just did conditioner. I don't know. I just didn't want to monkey with a beard softener today. I suppose I could have. I suppose I probably should have, but I didn't. That's what we're tuning in for. Talk about my beard habits. Yeah, or lack thereof. I apologize. Jump in and change the subject. You guys are more than welcome to take control of this show. If you don't, I'm just going to sit here and let my mind wander. And who knows where the hell that's going. I mean, no, I have not smoked any pot. I am 100% straight. My bowl is loaded. I'll smoke it after the show. Well, you don't smoke before you go to work. This is kind of like a job. I'm here Monday through Friday, 3 to 5. So I'm trying to be responsible. Quick, somebody tell my kids, I'm trying to be responsible. Both my kids are very responsible. Okay. I have 2 sons and 1 granddaughter thus far. I have no idea what they're doing today. They're working, I'm sure. It's Friday. I think I talked to them both last weekend. Kids are busy. They're leading their life. They're doing their own thing, you know. I think having alone time is more of a retirement thing. I never seemed to have any when I was young. Now I got quite a bit, and be honest with you, I kind of like it. Okay. Well, I got my chores done today. My bed's made. I had breakfast. I had lunch. I made the bed. I took a shower, brushed my hair. You know, I'm looking forward to the weekend because I don't have any plans. I don't have anything to do. What are your plans for the weekend? What are you guys going to do? I was thinking about turning on my PS4 this weekend. I haven't had it on in a few months, so I'll have to do like an update and all that crapola. But yeah, I don't know. I might. I'm not real into watching football this weekend because the Lions aren't playing. They're on a bye. So, well, I was thinking maybe I'd fire up the PS4 and play that for Saturday and Sunday instead of watching football. I know it's a very exciting life I lead. I did. What did I do last night? I watched the first half of the game with Tom Grossi. That game last night was just bad. Uh, the Minnesota Vikings last night couldn't have beat a high school team. All right. They looked pathetic. I watched the first half with Tom Grossi, and then I don't know what the hell I did. Uh, you can see how I retained all that information. Yeah, it was nothing. It was a nothing night, you know. I had chocolate ice cream last night. Well, I had been on mint chip earlier in the week, so I switched it up and I went full blown chocolate ice cream last night. Ugh, excuse me. Last I knew, a yawn was caused by a lack of oxygen to the brain. Man, I read that somewhere, I don't know, 20 years ago, and I decided, okay, that's all the information I need on that, and I moved on. Well, I can't help it. I yawned. Yeah, I have no big plans for the weekend at all. And I kind of like it that way. Well, being busy is for the rest of you guys. That's okay. I used to be busy. I'm not anymore, and I'm okay with that. I don't know. Maybe you guys think I'm lazy. Could be. You might have a point there. I I don't know what to talk to you guys about today. Nothing's really burning a hole, you know. Well, the government shut down, and that's stupid as hell. Yeah, whose fault is the government shut down? Um, it's the government's fault. Okay. Our elected officials are apparently dysfunctional, and thus we should make a note to vote them all out of office. No, don't leave one in. Clean slate. Okay, well, get rid of all of them. Next, let somebody else come in and hopefully they'll make better decisions. I don't I don't have a favorite politician. I don't know. I liked Bernie Sanders throughout his career, but not much else. I suppose AOC is okay, but you know, I got mad respect for Senator Tammy Duckworth, and I respect her. Personal opinion. You're welcome to yours. The rest of them, nah, flush them. They are of no value, and they're proving it to you every day right now while the government is shut down. It's the bona fide. It's the bona fide proof that they are disposable. Okay, we don't need them. They're not doing their job, so thus we do not need them. Politics are ridiculous in this country now. Makes me dislike them all. You know, let alone disagree with them all. It makes me dislike them all. Well, while they're off on vacation, they could be hard at work fixing crap, you know, but they're not interested in fixing anything. They're not interested in solving any problems. They're interested in paid vacation. The way it looks to me is they get more vacation time than they do work time. Yeah, it was another yawn. Well, you guys are boring me today. Okay, you're not getting in the chat and you're not talking about anything. You're supposed to be keeping me sharp. Okay. That used to be a song, right? Don't Let Me Down. Was that the Beatles? I don't know. Might be showing you how old I am. Yeah, I got big plans for this weekend. I need to do nothing and do it exceedingly well. Let's see. Monday's show, I did the futility of hate. You guys want to do that again? You know, the anger and hate that we have that builds nothing, that creates nothing except maybe a little more animosity. You can't get to hate without uncontrolled fear. Look at it like a mathematical equation where you already know the end answer is hate. How did you get to your hate? Well, you started with disagreement, then you got to dislike, and then you added uncontrolled fear to get to hate. You can't get to hate without the uncontrolled fear. Adults control their fear. Well, a lot of adults hate. Well, a lot of adults aren't controlling their fears. I mean, think about it. How else do you get to hate without fearing the other person? You can't control your fears? It seems pretty childish. I'm picturing a 3-year-old laying in bed afraid of the dark. Can I have a nightlight, deity? Yeah, you can have a nightlight. Go right ahead. Won't change anything. The room's going to be exactly the same. When you walk outside at night, is the corner further away because it's dark? No. It's the same distance. Doesn't matter whether it's day or night. It hasn't changed. You're the same distance from the corner. A child doesn't know how to control their fears. I guess that's my point here. I choose to control my fears. If you don't control your fears, you don't leave your house. I mean, you may as well just curl up in the corner in the fetal position and cry your eyes out. You've got to walk out the front door in order to experience life. You can't be afraid of it. Well, that guy on the corner looks scary. Walk up to him and ask him his name. Okay. He's just a human being. that evidently you don't know. I choose to control my fears. I'm not going to be afraid of somebody just because I don't know them. Uncontrolled fear doesn't build anything. It doesn't make anything. It has no value. In my opinion. Feel free to disagree. Jump in the chat. Tell me where I'm wrong. I'm inviting you. 5 days a week, I'm inviting you to disagree or agree. I don't mind either way. I see the rest of TV, I see people teaching you that you must hate someone else. Why? What do I get for it? What do you get for carrying around all that hate and all that anger? What do you receive? At best, you can find someone else that hates along with you, and maybe that will release some dopamine in your brain saying, oh, hate is good. Duh. Hate's not good. You're giving yourself an ulcer. Stop worrying about the other guy and go about your business. Lead your own life. Personal opinion. I'm not going to be afraid of people just because I don't know them. It makes no sense. I get nothing from hating anyone. I get nothing from being angry, except possibly an ulcer. You want to live your whole life in fear? No, thank you. I just tell me what I get for it. Where's the prize? Where's my reward for being a hateful individual? Okay. No thanks. I know plenty of Democrats that are nice people. I know plenty of Republicans that are nice people. I know plenty of independents that are nice people. I know plenty of people that have never voted or cared about politics their entire life. And guess what? They're nice people too. I met people from all walks of life. 33 years in Vegas, I met 100 people a week minimum for 33 years. You couldn't pay me to hate someone, okay? I'm not interested. That's a job I don't need, don't want. How can you possibly enjoy your hatred? Oh, I love the way I hate that guy. How absurd is that? That scary looking guy that you're afraid of on the corner is probably a nice guy. You'll never know because your fears are controlling your life. Hello? Gosh. It seems absurd. It's like the 5-year-old that's afraid to go to kindergarten. I don't know any of those kids. You're never going to know them unless you walk through the door. Get past your fear. That's where your life is beyond your fears. That's where you're going to find your quality of life, your value of life, in my opinion. Feel free to disagree. You don't have to like everybody. What's wrong with disagreeing with people? What's wrong with disliking people? I dislike liars. I do not invite them into my home. I got no issue with that. I don't hate anybody because I get nothing from the hate. There's no point in it. There's no prize at the end of that race, at the end of that tunnel, however you want to phrase it. There's nothing of substance there. Now, if you could win $1 million for hating someone, go for it. Get your million. But I don't think that's a lottery ticket you're going to ever cash. Okay. In my personal opinion, that's a waste of your time. It's a waste of your thought processes. You're hating some guy, you got him living in your brain rent free. That's ridiculous. You can't gain anything from it. Just because you hate somebody doesn't mean that you're right. Where's the guarantee that saying you're right to hate that guy? There is none. Okay. What if you're wrong? And you hated that guy for 20 years for no reason at all? God, how stupid would you feel then? I mean, my goodness. We all want a quality of life. All of us. People live around other people for a reason. Because when humans collaborate, when they work together, they build things. They become successful. Okay. That's why we have cities. That's why we have towns. If that were not true, you would not have anyone within 50 miles of you. And how lonely would that be? How hard a life would that be? Now, the cities are there because people want to be together. They want to collaborate. They want to work together. They want to be building things together. They want to be successful. But every time you put together a city, you've got a couple of people in there that don't see things that way. Well, those people should move out of the city. If you're not going to function with society, leave society. Okay? Hit the bricks. It's the same thing. If you don't like America, move. Go. I think America is a great country, and I think Americans are great. Personal opinion. I'd trust an American any day of the week until he shows me that he can't be trusted. I'm going to trust him. Human beings are flawed. All of us. Everyone. Me, you, everybody. We make mistakes. We learn from our mistakes and we try to improve and try not to repeat the same mistakes. Most of us. It doesn't make any sense to run around hating everyone that lives in your city with you. Why would you do that? What do you have to gain by that? I don't understand. I don't get it. Explain it to me. What can you possibly get from hating everyone that lives in your town? It's not your town, it's everyone's town. Okay. But what can you possibly get by hating all of them? It makes no sense. I see no reason to ever hate anyone. I can see reasons to dislike people. I dislike people who lie. I got no problem with that. Ooh, there's something that just jumped into my mind. Well, you know, may as well discuss it. You guys ain't put no topics in the chat. So the president has told them to tear down the east wing of the White House. No. Talk about missing the point of the No Kings protest. Holy shit. God. It makes me think that this guy's stupid. You see 7 million people take to the streets to tell you you're not a king. Everything is not up to you. President Trump needs to pick up a dictionary and look up the word tenant. If you're living in an apartment, do you have a right to rip down the walls? No. Why? Because you don't own it. You're a tenant. Okay. Stupid. 150 years of American history, and he says, oh, tear it down. No, dummy. Dummy. It's not yours to destroy. God, what an idiot. He thought that the 7 million, 5 million at the first No Kings protest, 7 million at the last No Kings protest. Guess what's going to happen at the next No King protest? They're going to increase again because he's not a king. It's not up to him to decide. That's our house. He can't destroy our house. He does not own it. What a dumbass. What a dumbass. You want to have some fun? Clip this and put it on X. Okay? The man's a dumbass. I saw 7 million people in the street saying I was not a king. So let me do something and pretend like I'm a king. I'll tear down the White House. You're a tenant, you dumbass. You got no right to tear down the building. God, how stupid. Yeah. He thinks he's great. Yeah. The guy ain't shit. Just another flawed human being running around making mistakes. He'll figure it out eventually. Probably when they tear down his ballroom and rebuild the east wing of the White House and then give him a bill. Dumbass. Well, if you and I destroy something that we don't own, guess what? We got to pay for it. He destroyed something he don't own. He's got to pay for it. Put it back the way it was. Gosh. Man, that's just horrible that he would think that he can do this. The man just doesn't think things through. Okay? He's impulsive. He doesn't think things through. I'm sorry, but he just doesn't. If he ever thought that through, he would say, well, if I want the ballroom, I can have them build it 3 feet that way and it don't interfere with this building at all. Isn't that what he said he was going to do originally? Liar. That's what jumps to my mind. Then they're going to want to increase our taxes to correct his mistakes. Yeah. I can see that coming around the bend. Yeah. It's ridiculous. If he thought half this stuff through, he wouldn't do it. He's impulsive. He's making colossal mistakes and doesn't realize it. And all the little bootlickers he surrounded himself with, they're like, oh, you're great. God. These same people are going to turn on him so bad. Oh, my goodness. After his first term, books came out. After his second term, there are going to be more books. All right. He's so deluded, he thinks he can run for a third term. If he does go to court and say, oh, I can run for a third term. Here, it's legal. Come vote for me. That means that Obama can run for a third term. He don't want that. Obama will clean his clock. Yeah, it's absurd. The man's just flawed. He's a flawed human being. He's making colossal mistakes, not just here or all the way around the globe. This whole tariff policy is for the birds. Makes no sense at all. What would make sense was that he's cut a deal with Putin, and Putin is probably paying him to destroy America's economy. Conspiracy theory, or just a random thought by a guy sitting on his couch? I don't know. I can't fix it. I'm not going to let it eat a hole in my gut, you know. I can't fix it. I can't stop him from tearing down the east wing of the White House any more than I can stop him from, charging Americans for all these tariffs. You and I are paying for each and every one of them. You and I pay each tariff. Plain and simple. I don't care how many idiots he lines up to tell him that he's doing a good job. It's ridiculous. Common sense should tell him that he's doing a poor job. His common sense should be able to tell him, whoops, I crossed a line. Whoops. I don't know. Maybe, maybe someday he'll wake up and realize his, errors. I can't force him to do it. I know that our next president is going to get rid of all these tariffs, all of them. Gone. It'll be a great boom for the economy. Our next president is probably going to unmask the ICE agents. Our next president is probably not going to put troops in the streets of America. That's the only thing we can hope for, is that our next president is better than this guy is. He seems to be a buffoon. Okay. I don't even think he was raised to know right from wrong. I'm not sure that the people around him are even telling him the truth about what's going on. I don't think they're telling him the truth about his own actions and how, I don't know, how he's blundering his legacy. Maybe he wants to be the guy that's known as the president that screwed up America. God, what a moniker! I wouldn't want that. Would you? Would you want to be the one known as the one that blew it? No thanks. He thinks he's a dictator. He's not a dictator. He's just a dick. Okay. I'm sorry. He wants to be an authoritarian. Yeah. Big deal. I want to be a billionaire. Big deal. How's it feel to want? Yeah, we can all want things. It's a shame. It's kind of sad. I feel bad for him. The history books are not going to be kind to this man. They're just not. Are the history books kind to John Wilkes Booth? No. Are the history books kind to Benedict Arnold? No. They're not going to be kind to him, and his grandchildren are they're going to be ashamed. That's too bad. I can't fix it. Sorry. I'd fix it for you if I could, but I can't. So it is what it is. That's part of being an adult, is you got to understand that there are problems in this world that you cannot correct. He could be known as the greatest president of all time. All he has to do is give every American health care. And the history books would lay out a legacy that it'd be amazing. And he doesn't see it. He aspires greatness, and he comes up short on a daily basis. All you need to do is give all Americans health care. It's pretty easy. I think his greed is his main problem, but it could be dementia too, you know. Well, all his buddies are telling him how great he is every day. That's how they got those jobs. They went in, they kissed his ass, and they said, "Oh, let me put my lips on your butt." God. Yeah. He gets rid of the people that tell him the truth. Can't handle it. It's a shame. He really, you got to give the man a certain amount of sympathy because, you know, history will not be kind to this guy. They can't. Look at what just happened with Christopher Columbus. They told us what a great man he was, and then we found out he was really a homicidal maniac. Is that what Trump's going to get? Are they going to, 20 years from now, are they going to say, oh, turns out, yeah, he had a screw loose. Wasn't all there. Tough break. God. It's a shame. You hate to see people make mistakes, but you can't stop them from making mistakes. They have to stop themselves, especially when they have power. I don't know. Do you tell me? Let's take anyone in the history. Who was good? Who was bad? Go take a look at Mount Rushmore. Which of those guys on Mount Rushmore owned slaves? Now tell me that they owned slaves, but they were still a good guy. It's not going to ring true, honey. Sorry. It's just not. It's pathetic. Owning slaves was not good. That's why it was abolished. I don't think you need to wipe out Mount Rushmore to try to whitewash American history. I think you need to leave American history and let people see it for the flawed humans that built it. And that's what they're going to do with Trump. Everyone's going to find out about all this crap, and they're going to see it in the textbooks and the history books, and they're going to say, God, that was sad. What was that guy thinking? Yeah. It's like maybe he had good intentions when he got into the office, but I think he's failed himself just as much as he's failed the rest of us. It's too bad. You should feel sorry for him at some point. If not today, posthumously. Because, he dug it himself. He dug this hole himself. He's made all these mistakes, and our mistakes catch up with all of us. My mistakes all caught up with me. Okay. Well, this podcast, if this turns out to be a mistake, it'll haunt me for life, right? Okay. It's my own doing. No one forced me to start live streaming on YouTube. I chose to do that myself. I find it, kind of ironic. I make decisions that affect my life, my kids' life, I try to conduct myself in a decent manner. And I'm not just picking on Trump because he's doing bonehead moves. I'd pick on any president that was doing similar bonehead moves. I blame U.S. history on those that made the mistakes. There are a few U.S. presidents that, did some good things. Trump does not appear to be one of them, in my opinion. Feel free to disagree. Jump in the chat. Let me know. I respect your opinion, and I'd like to hear it. Afternoon chat isn't to make me famous. Okay? I could care less. I have no desire to be famous. I'm just a guy sitting on his couch. What's the perspective that you have from your living room? I'll listen to it. I got time. Okay. 2 hours a day, 5 days a week. I don't wish bad things on anyone. I don't wish to lash out at anyone. But I do try to speak the truth. I try not to lie. I make a conscious effort. Do I make mistakes? Yes. I'm sure I do. Even if I don't realize it. But I can't not call it as I see it, What do you guys think about this show? The concept of what I've created. A live stream, live chat show with no set topic. with no possible way to make money. Seems like a brilliant idea, though, doesn't it? What can be gained by this? I don't know. What can be lost by this? $13 a month, $13.99 a month could be lost, I guess. Yeah, I'm not real impressed with watching the news this week. It was, yeah. I wish they would show the good news. They never show you people being helpful. You know, it doesn't get the airtime. The American people are very helpful to one another most of the time. Not all the time, but most of the time. I feel like I'm letting you guys down today because I don't have anything specific to talk about. Current events are one thing, history is another. I watched The Enforcer last night. Get a little bit of Ukraine war news. Yeah. The main thing I gleaned from it was Trump evidently put some sanctions on some oil companies out of Russia. That's supposedly going to cost them a bunch of money. I don't believe he'll leave those sanctions up. Well, based on his actions that I've seen, the only thing I see is Trump giving Russia the benefit of the doubt that they do not deserve. I wouldn't give Russia the time of day. Personal opinion. Not their government. The Russian people, sure, I'd give them time. But not the Russian government. The Russian government can pound sand for all I care. They're warmongers. The whole war makes no sense at all. Putin did not have to start the war with Ukraine. India and Pakistan did not have to go to war. They chose to. Not the people of Pakistan, not the people of India. Their governments chose to do this. I'd probably handle the Ukraine war a different way. I would say, well, China wants to take Taiwan. Russia wants to take Ukraine. So then what two countries should the United States take? Well, yeah, if those guys can take one new country, we're the world power. We can take two. That's the way I see it. How do you see it? foreign policy is a touchy subject, but there's three leaders: China, Russia, and the United States. If they can each take one new country, just annex them and take them over by force, then we can do two. The United States we're the richest country in the world. If you guys can take one, we can take two. Oh, you don't want us to take any? Well, then maybe you shouldn't take any. Right? Well, foreign policy is a touchy subject. Now, I believe, personal opinion, that Trump's gone about it all wrong. He talks about taking Canada or taking Greenland or taking Mexico. Well, those are our allies. You don't take from your allies. Take from your enemy. If you're going to take from your enemy, not from your friends. You want to do something for your friends, I'd say, are there any countries in the world that would like to join the U.S.? Are there any countries out there that would like to become a U.S. territory, and let's put them on a 100-year plan to statehood? The first 20 years, we'll vet all your people, change your local government around, and get you into a democracy and progress for a 100-year goal to achieve statehood. See if they want to come in and join the United States. Don't take them. See if they want to volunteer. You don't know. Maybe the people of Syria have had enough of dictators. Maybe they want a democracy. You never know till you ask, till you offer. I wouldn't threaten to take our allies, but I might offer them, do you guys want to join? Well, we've got a decrease in our population growth, and we need to compensate for it. So it makes more sense to let more people in. In my opinion. What do you guys think? I mean, foreign policy is a touchy subject. There's different ways to go about accomplishing the same task. Could we agree on that? Well, instead of pissing off Greenland and pissing off Canada, you might have offered them a wonderful invitation that's never been offered to anyone else in the history of the globe. What's the worst that could happen? They say no thanks. Okay. I mean, you might expect them to say no thank you. We don't want to give up our sovereign nation. Okay. Just thought I'd offer. These foreign countries they all live below the level that we live at as far as amenities, as far as quality of life. In my opinion. Go on Google Maps and go to the street view in any of these countries. Take a look around. That's what I do. Google Maps is there. It's free. Go take a look. Well, right now we're having issues with Venezuela. Right? They think it's okay to tie their government in with these drug cartels, and we don't like it. So if Russia can take Ukraine, can we take Venezuela? I'm just asking. What's your opinion? If it's okay for China to take Taiwan, could it reverse? Could Taiwan take China? Oh, I'm just asking. Well, what about Pakistan? Can China take Pakistan? Could Russia take Pakistan? Could the U.S. take Pakistan? I mean, comparatively, if there are no international laws that matter, if there are no international rules, could the three countries just decide to divvy up all of Africa? Everybody gets a third? Oh, no. If the international laws don't matter and Russia can just take Ukraine and China can just take Taiwan, why can't we as Americans just take? Oh, that wouldn't be right. According to our president, we don't have to be right. He's the king. We can do anything he wants. Yeah, it comes back to bite you in the ass every time. I'm sorry, I digress. You guys should jump in the chat and give me something good to talk about. Well, don't say I didn't offer. Okay. I don't want to fall down these little rabbit holes, but my mind wanders. I probably should have smoked a bowl. Okay. Calm my little brain down. I remember the good old days. They used to just sit around on the living room floor watching cartoons. Not a care in the world. Okay. That was a lot of years ago. All right, let's switch gears. Let's change. Get my mind on something else. Sweet relish or dill? Which do you prefer? I like both. Okay. If I showed you the inside of my fridge, in the door, I've got sweet pickles and I've got dill pickles, both. What kind of pickles do you have in your refrigerator? I don't care what we talk about, you guys. You guys can determine that. I would much rather you guys get in the chat and you guys control this whole conversation, because to be honest with you, you guys are learning way too much about me. I don't want to be the center of attention. I'll just drift into the background if you guys get in the chat. You won't even notice me. But when you guys aren't getting in the chat, we're stuck with whatever my lonely ass brain wanders into today, right? Well, could be relish. I'm just saying, you never know what I'm going to talk about. My mind wanders. What can I tell you? Oh. I don't have to wear my glasses if you guys aren't chatting, so it's all your fault. I know I could advertise the show. I understand that. I could do a lot of things. I'm not going to. Okay. I don't want to be on TV that bad that I'm going to work at that shit. I'm not trying to be the Ryan Seacrest of daytime YouTube. I'm really not. I'm practically a ghost. I'm barely here. Okay. The chat is supposed to be the star of the show. I'm just the host. Ghost mostly. Tell me what's on your mind. Feel free to change the subject anytime you want. I don't mind. Well, without you guys controlling the topic, there's no telling what I could be talking about by Monday. I ain't kidding you. I mean, there's no telling. I have thought about possibly not watching the news next week. It's an idea that looks quite attractive to me right now. Having rambled on for a solid week, you know. Yeah, it's a little chilly out today, but it's not raining for the first time in like 3 days. So I'm definitely going to smoke that bowl and go for a walk, because I got to clear my mind. And I need some exercise. When you get to be my age, if you don't keep moving, you die. Okay. Seriously. Look it up. If you sit stationary 16 hours a day, your life expectancy as a human being drops to about 3 years max. Okay. Good luck with that. when you get to be my age, you got to eat and you got to exercise. If you stop doing either one, your life expectancy drops like a rock. Okay. Yeah, you've got to stay moving and you got to keep eating. Well, I'm having hot dogs for dinner. Okay. Keep that in mind. Health food, right? No, it's not health food. It's comfort food for me. I've been eating hot dogs my whole life. Not every day, but I've been eating them my whole life. I can remember, seriously, I can remember being 4 years old and my mom handed me a raw hot dog, hadn't even been cooked. And I was just munching away. Okay, great. Yeah. I have childhood memories that go all the way back to 2 years old. How far back do your childhood memories go? Yeah, 2. Seriously. How far back can you remember? I think that's a valid question. Give it some thought. What's your earliest childhood memory? How old were you? I don't want to know the memory. I want to know how old you were that you've retained it to this point in your life. That's the question that I'm asking, I guess. All right. What about the NBA point shaving and poker scam? The poker thing hits close to home for me. I was a poker dealer for many, many years. Never dealt in an illegal game, and I'll tell you why. Because you watch through all of this, the harshest sentence that comes down will be for the guy that was dealing that poker game. The dealer is going to be the one that is thrown off the cliff. Trust me. The dealer's always the fall guy. Okay. Whether you realize it or not. Well, these guys are all the big money guys, right? They all had millions of dollars. And they set it up, and illegal gambling operations have been going on for years. Hell, I think the illegal gambling is what built Kansas City. Okay. Personal opinion. Right? Let me disclaim that. I'm just saying that, yeah, a legitimate legal dealer would never go anywhere near an illegal gaming operation. It's not worth losing your license over. It's just not worth it. How much are they going to pay you to deal that illegal game? Not as much as you're going to make legally dealing a legal game. Okay. Crime does not always pay. Okay. It really doesn't. Sometimes you have too much at risk. You have too much to lose. Personal opinion. All right, let's let's wind it down the same way I do every stream now without anybody in the chat. And that is the old live and let live philosophy. We've got to learn to tolerate one another. That's what this whole issue is, with not getting along with one another, with hating one another, is we've lost our ability to tolerate people that are different from us. Why? We don't have to. We can tolerate each other. Doesn't cost you anything to tolerate someone else. You think it costs you to tolerate another person? What's it cost you? I disagree. It has no cost. Being intolerant of other people is a flaw, not a gift. Being tolerant of one another, that's the gift. It's not my place to tell you how to live your life. So I'm not going to try. I'm not your judge. I'm not in charge of you. Okay? Vice versa. You're not in charge of me. I do as I damn well please. And I encourage you to do the same. Yes, we have laws. We have a social guideline that we must all live within, right? We got to stay within the laws, right? But we can do that and be tolerant of one another. Let's be tolerant of one another. I mean, is that so much to ask? I know they all want to divide you. And everybody wants to divide you. Not me. I think the opposite is better. I think unity is better. The more people, the better. No, that's not diluting anything. It's diversifying everything. Pardon me. It's just, we've got to learn to just going back to normal and living and let live. It's not my place to tell you that you have to be right-handed. You can't be left-handed. Oh, no. Why should I care whether you're left or right-handed? What business is it of mine? It's none of my business. So I can't start a campaign. Let's end this left-handedness that's going on around the globe. Why? Who the hell am I? Okay. No. Be tolerant. If the guy is left-handed, so be it. I have a son that's left-handed. It was a problem for me when I was trying to teach him to write cursive, which they don't teach in the schools anymore. It was a real problem. But my point, pardon my digression here. What I'm saying is be tolerant to one another. Be patient with people. Be understanding and compassionate. Let it go. You don't have to run other people's lives. If you spend your life trying to run everyone else's life, you're going to end up ruining your own life. Okay? You cannot succeed in telling other people how to live. I grocery shop on Tuesday. If you think you can make me grocery shop on Thursday instead, you're wrong. Okay? You have no right to tell me when I can grocery shop. I have no right to try to control your life. I cannot make you do anything. And I'm being foolish if I think I can. The society that we live in America today is polarized. Democrats are telling you, beware those Republicans, they're trying to kill you. The Republicans are telling you the opposite. Beware those Democrats, they're trying to ruin your future, your kids' future. No, they're not. They're going about their business. They're not conspiring against you. It's just not happening. Are you sitting here right now conspiring against anyone? No. You're trying to live your own life, lead your own life, enjoy your own life, right? All life has value. All human life has value. You cannot control what somebody does with their life. You cannot pick and choose for them. You can only pick and choose for you. If we're at the grocery store and you and I are both looking over heads of lettuce, do I have a right to pick up one head of lettuce and say, this is your choice. This is the only one you can have? Well, no. It's not my place to tell you. The same token, you can't tell me. We have to tolerate one another. We have to both be able to grab a head of lettuce and go our separate ways. It's none of my business what you do with your life. It's none of my business if you make mistakes. It's none of your business if I'm making mistakes. We have to take the time, just take a breath and realize you cannot control that other person. It's not your place. You don't have some divine right to control others. I know you'd like to, but you can't. It would be futile to try. I can prove that to you. Walk up to your child and try to tell your child who they can and cannot date. It's not going to work. They may say something to placate you temporarily, but as soon as you ain't looking, they're going to do whatever the hell they want to do, regardless of what you have ever said. They're going to make their own choices. You're going to make your own choices, and I'm going to make my own choices. And we have to recognize that and say, okay, I can't control you. You can't control me. Plain and simple. Be tolerant of one another. Be patient of one another. Be kind to one another. Right? Be understanding with everyone. It's my personal belief is that if you put kindness out to everyone, that kindness will come back to you tenfold. We have more common ground than you think. Maybe more common ground than you can see from your current perspective. There's no one out to get you. No one is planning your demise. They're off in their own little world, worrying about their own problems. You don't know what's on my plate. You don't know what I'm dealing with. You don't know my perspective, how I see things. So cut me some slack, please. Okay. The show is called Afternoon Chat. I'm your host, Ghost Mostly. The show is on Monday through Friday from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Everyone is welcome in this. Everyone is welcome to chat and participate, but you're not required to. I'll ask you to like and subscribe if you could, but if you can't, don't worry about it. We'll be okay. Be nice to one another. And I will see you Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Everyone is welcome here. Okay? This is not an exclusive show. It's an inclusive show. I would love for you to take part in these discussions so we don't rely on me and whatever happens to jump into my brain today. Okay. Your participation is always welcome. I appreciate you for watching. I appreciate you for following the channel. And I thank you for your time. I'll see you guys on Monday at 3. Thank you. Have a great weekend. Go Lions.